Good afternoon, fellow Plexers. I've recently given out some bad advice. I thought that an Ubuntu snap package of install of Plex Server was just as portable as a regular Linux Plex Server install. Now I can't remember, I think I might have done this test before, but I've given advice out for a new Plex user to use Ubuntu and as a snap package install a Plex server because they don't have to set permission issues. Or they don't have to set permissions manually, and you can just install it and use it as easily as if you were using a Mac or a Windows PC to access your Plex files. Well, in the past I did a Debian test. I did this test under a few distros and Debian was successful. I simply set the username for the new install to Plex lowercase, and that past install of Debian let me access media on the local boot drive for the install and on USB media. So I just ran that test again with a install of Debian 12 on my bench system, and you don't have to deal with Linux permission issues. I could access a test library on a USB drive or locally from within home of the hard drive that Debian was installed on. So that's this install. It's now shut down and the whole install is copied to my Synology NAS. So I'm going to shut down my test container of Plex that's running on the Synology NAS, if I can find it. So I'm going to stop that. If we go over here, we'll see that service here has stopped. And this was the snap package install from Ubuntu that I was booted into on my normal desktop computer on a different NVMe drive. I could not move that one into the Synology as either a package or a Docker container install. Okay, so I'm just showing you that that Docker container test install of Plex has stopped too. So let me go into my file manager. I've got two panes open. I have the install that I've copied from the bench system up to my network. It's right here. And now I'm in the Docker shared folder on my NAS. And here's this. So library, application support. We know the drill, right? So I can just back up with both of these. And I can get rid of this one, but I'm going to get rid of it under DSM. Let's see if I still have that window open. I don't. It's opening off screen. So I'll use File Station, go into the Docker folder, go into, let's sort this the right way, the Plex folder, and then I will nuke all the Plex application files for this install. Okay, so let's refresh. They're gone. And if I refresh my browser, they're gone. So I'll copy this and paste it here. And we'll cross our fingers that there's no errors with this. Okay, so that's complete. If I go back to DSM, go back to File Station, go into Docker, and go into Plex. We now have application files that came from Debian. So let's see if it's as simple as starting the container back up. And let me get this ready. Container started. So we have to wait until this is running. If it doesn't work, I'll re-pull the container over the top of this install, which is what you do for an update. It doesn't change the data inside the application files. And of course, if this doesn't finish starting, we have a problem. Houston will not have liftoff. And I will not be as knowledgeable as I think I am. So let's make this full screen, refresh Plex. Okay, so I named it Debian to move, so it started. So now the big test, let's see if the libraries are here. The libraries are here, but they no longer point to the right place. So I have to fix that before I can access it. I'm very happy to see them. So let me fix this one first. I'll edit it. Before we go too far, let me show you what I've done. Where am I? Okay, so I don't need this window any longer. I need this one. Okay, so I've already copied the same folder structure to my Synology NAS, and it's this Media Ubuntu test. And actually, I changed it. I changed the structure on my test system. So let me fix that here. Oh, the fix needs a fix. Okay, so now that's identical structure, and the USB library I added is just pointing to the identical structure here. All right, so let's fix the structure for this. So I need to remove this old path and go find the new library that's set up the same way. Oh, this container does not have access to that. But I can get to it this way, I think. Okay, I'll have to move my folders because I did not give this container permission to see all of this. I gave it permission to see individual libraries, like each of these individually. So I can fix that. I can just move this into this structure. And then if I pick Plex Movies, now I can see that folder structure, and I'm looking for this, and I can save changes. And now I should be able to play any of these episodes, and they're just a dummy file of me saying something for 5 seconds.
Plexers.
So it works. These are not real episodes. So let's go back in and adjust the path for this library. So remove this, that doesn't exist anymore. And it doesn't really matter how the path is set up as long as you have access to it and you can find it on the transplanted server. Save those changes, and you'll see trash cans appear and then disappear. But this media is only 5 seconds long. Each of these movies is really the same 5-second dummy video file. Plexers. Okay, so I've connected to that. So let's do the one that was the USB library, and now that library storage is on network storage. So you see how under the Debian install, this was the folder that represented the USB drive. So let's get rid of that. And now it's going to be the same as this folder with the same media in it. So you saw the trash cans because this is larger files, and now these are actual normal movie files. Let me give Plex a second to finish what it's doing. And let's play, I've got different versions of this. Whoops. I should have different versions. No, let's not try a 4K file in the web browser. Okay, so that plays. So I successfully moved that Debian install to a Docker container. Now what I don't know, I don't want this to be too long. Synology recently changed things. So I may not be able to move this in as a package install. I'm not going to try this today. So let me show you this. Let's go to Plex's download site. This is a Synology specific issue. They removed some video station or something, and it changed the way Plex worked. So if you're using Plex as a package on a Synology NAS, you have the old DSM-6 install file if you've never upgraded to DSM-7. And now there's a newer DSM 7.2.2 Plus. If you haven't upgraded to this, you need to use the old DSM 7. If you have upgraded, you need to use this one. So a Synology NAS running either DSM 6 or DSM 7 before the 7.2.2 update, I can confidently say you can move a Debian or any plain Jane Linux install besides Ubuntu as a snap package into either of these as a package install. I don't know if we can do this or not, and I may make another video on this, but this is pretty rare that you'd want to do that. If you can move a Plex server from a plain Jane Linux install to a Synology NAS, chances are you're going to do it in a Docker container. So I got to get this video up on YouTube for a new friend of mine who's getting Plex installed, and I may have to make him a Debian install file too. Thanks for watching.